Well, let's say that you have a lot of land in New Prague, just saying you have it, and you can build just about anything you want. Well, maybe you put on your own monster truck rally show and then film it all for people to see on maybe YouTube.
Well, that is precisely what, one person has done at Thunder Acres, and that's where Shane Wells is this morning. Shane.
2, 1, fire in the hole!
Oh my gosh. So that was a Nerf dart into a van and it obliterated. We're at Thunder Acres doing some weird things, you guys, with Jim Binzik. We'll have more for you coming up after the break. All right, what are we firing next?
That was awesome.
We're back into 646 right now. After a long career of building and driving monster cars all across the country, a New Prague man has kind of switched gears, you could say.
You could say that. He still is tinkering and experimenting, but now he's doing it on his land and filming it for his YouTube channel. Very successful. Shane Wells introduces us to the guy behind Thunder Acres.
We found ourselves a monster truck on a farm and a whole lot more. We're at Thunder Acres in New Prague, and this is something that has roots a long time ago. Jim Binzik, we've had you on the show many a times, rolling in this guy at the Metrodome.
Yep. Yeah, 20 years ago we started out with actually rolling Thunder, and then we switched it to Thunder 4x4 in 2010. But yeah, we were at the Metrodome with you guys for 20 years. When the Metrodome closed, we did the last show. When the US Bank Stadium opened, we did the first show. So 20 years of this here. We've been everywhere in the country, north, south, east, west. Got a little tired of it after 700 shows, wore out. So we decided to take a little break for 1 year. And then I missed the entertainment field after 1 year. So I said, why not start a YouTube channel? Friends of mine said, you got toys, you got imagination, so 10 years ago, they say, start a YouTube channel. So a year ago, actually to the day, this is our start of our second year. And what better way to start it with you guys. But a year ago, I decided I'm starting a YouTube channel. 2 days later, it was up and running. We kind of flew by the seat of our pants the first year, but the second year, we got big things that are going to happen.
Big things. In fact, one of them is right here. What is this and what are we doing with it?
Yep. That there, I actually was building again for 10 years. And when COVID hit, I had nothing to do, no place to go. So I said, I'm building my air tank. So that is basically a 1,000-gallon LP tank. And it's a very simple unit. They actually have contests down south, pumpkin chunkin'. And you just take the air tank, fill it full of air, about 40 pounds, and there's so much CFM in there, and I welded that pipe on there, and it's got a butterfly valve. Anything you put in that barrel, once I pull the butterfly valve, comes out 400 miles an hour. So bowling balls, we applied for the world's largest Nerf dart, and gun. We're gonna shoot off 4 pumpkins now. We got it loaded with 4. I was at a show one time, and a little kid asked me, you ever shoot more than 1 pumpkin? I said, I never did that before. So we put 6 in at the show, and we shot 6 out. So now everybody wants to see 6 go at a time.
What do we got in there right now?
We had 4 pumpkins.
Okay. Shall we launch them?
We are ready. 3, 2, 1, fire in the hole! One was pumpkin pie. But that's about a quarter mile there. We shot him as far as a half mile. I hit them trees in the background before. The winds are a little different today, so. But yeah, one was a pumpkin pie. We freeze all our pumpkins so they don't turn into pumpkin pie, and that one's still busted out for frozen pumpkin. Lots of force.
I'm at a loss of words right now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never seen anything like that before. And you have a lot of videos, clearly looking around. You have a lot of land to play with here and a lot of different things. So we're gonna stick with you, try out some other things throughout the morning. Does that sound okay?
Yep, the van was actually hit by a bowling ball and went right through the van in another quarter mile. That's how much power this thing has.
You shot it out of there?
Yes.
Well, why not?
Yes.
Okay, of course. It makes so much sense. Jim Binzik, thank you so much. Again, it is Thunder Acres on YouTube, building a new brand, launching all sorts of things into the oblivion.
It's crazy.
That's fantastic. I mean, that's a rush.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
That's a fun friend to have.
No kidding.
When he invites you over so you can do all that on his property.
I got a couple of frozen pumpkins.
This Tuesday, including a one-of-a-kind farm in New Prague. After the break, we're taking a tour of Thunder Acres. That's coming up on the Fox 9 Morning News, and we will be right back. Stay with us.
what you just saw. Monster truck drove right through a camper. This is what's left of it. And this is the man who was behind the wheel, Jim Benzik. Had a full career in monster trucks and now making videos for YouTube with all your fun toys. First, I guess back up, how did you decide that this is something you wanted to do?
I've always done, like, go back to the monster truck days. The local guy at the Metrodome, usually, you know, I was halfway through the freestyle order, and usually I got the fresh camper because I was the local guy. So I've always loved busting through campers. People get a big kick out of it, but we won't be going camping anytime soon.
It doesn't look like, but where do you find campers to bust through?
I used to have to go on Facebook Marketplace, wherever, and have to pay for $500-600 for these here. Now, people see me on YouTube, and they say, hey, I got this camper, I'll actually deliver it, because if you go to the salvage yard, you gotta pay $1,000 to get rid of them. So we take them free, but then they put all the junk in there. Look at all this mess we got.
So you never really know what you're gonna get until you bust through it. This is just one example of some of the stuff that you're doing in your videos, your new YouTube channel. What else are you attempting to do?
Yep. We got a lot of big stuff coming. You know, we want to actually jump the house with the monster truck as well. You can see there's a ramp at the farmhouse. We want to jump that and crash through our farmhouse someday. We got to build a new house first. But
You're getting a lot of pickup.
Yes, a lot of big stuff coming this year, but the biggest is going to be jumping the farmhouse and crushing it with the monster truck.
And this all came about because you're like, oh, I miss monster trucking. I don't want to travel all the time, but I still want to do crazy things.
Yes, I just miss the entertainment world. I love toys. I can't sit around on a Sunday afternoon, so I'll wake up in the middle of the night at 3 o'clock with an idea, and I got to go write it down. So I got a book inside with like 150 ideas of what we're going to do. I just pick the most exciting ones and go from there.
Do you get nervous at all, or is the nerves part of the fun of it?
Yeah, it's all like, you get butterflies, you know, to make sure everything's going to go good, you know, but it's all part of the excitement, you know. If you don't get that, you're doing the wrong business, you know.
I had a lot of nerves for you. I was worried about it.
Yes. But yeah, if you didn't have butterflies and nerves, you know, why do it, you know, it's the excitement factor.
You definitely are bringing the adrenaline to this morning, so we appreciate that. If people want to check you out, what do they know?
Like I say, we just started the channel 1 year ago today, so just go on YouTube, search Thunder Acres, and go on there. We got 74 videos up, and this is our start of our May 22nd we launched last year, so like, share, subscribe, hit that subscribe button.
Do it. See, you got it all figured out. We appreciate it, Jim, so much, and I'm glad that you were safe and okay, and we should end this by saying, kids, don't try this at home.
No.
Leave it to the pros like Jim.
Yeah. So many questions.
It's just great. I'm gonna have to tune into that YouTube channel. That looks like a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Well, after a long career of building and driving monster cars all over the country, a new Prague man has switched gears. He's still tinkering and experimenting, but now he's doing it on his own land and filming for his YouTube channel. It's a story you do not want to miss. Shane Wells introduces us to the guy behind Thunder Acres.
If you've been watching all morning, you have seen a monster truck drive through a camper and a pumpkin launcher, a quarter-mile launched up into the air, and not your everyday contraption. And we're gonna keep this going. We're at Thunder Acres. This is in New Prague. We have Jim Benzik with us. Full career as a monster truck operator. I mean, obviously you tinker a lot.
Yep.
And now we're gonna try something else. What are we looking at? What's about to happen?
When I was a little guy, my dad never let me go for sports, you know, but he let me build anything I wanted to build. So we were manufacturing when we were 6 years old, so I built my own monster truck, and I built all this stuff right here on Thunder Acres, because that's what I did growing up. So this here thing here is I was bored one day, and I knew coffee creamer and sawdust, like you hear cabinet shops blowing up because of the sawdust, or Robin Hood flour mills. So this thing here, I took 2 tanks and welded them together. Then there's an air tank that we fill full 150 pounds of air. We pull the trigger. That launches the coffee creamer up in the air about 200 feet. Then we put flares in there, and as the air is dissipating the coffee creamer, these flares are gonna ignite it. It's gonna be a big old flame about 200 feet around, and then there's gonna be smoke, and hopefully a halo that's gonna, you can see a giant halo. Now, we've only done this 3 times, so it's very new to me too. The winds are bad today, so I don't know how it's gonna work, but we're gonna try. We're kind of tucked behind these trees, so hopefully things are gonna work.
What do your neighbors think?
Luckily, they're a little ways away, but we had the fire department out 3 times. It was actually best with the fire department when they're coming out then, but they like to call anytime they see something that they don't like.
They're like, it's Jim's place again.
Yeah.
Jim's place again. All right, shall we back up while you finish it up? Okay, let's do it.
There's the start of it. Not too much wind.
A few minutes later, here's where we're at. Jim, give us a recap of the experiment.
Well, we survived. Now you can see the fire went up, but I had air pressure turned down a little bit because once I got above the tree lines, I knew the wind would take over. So we got a pretty good flame. You could see the halo start to develop, but then as soon as it got up above the tree line, you could see it went away. But usually we get a halo that lasts 5 minutes and for miles, and we're talking 500 feet around. It looks cool, really cool.
Is this when the fire department visits usually?
One time last year, well, 3 times, like I say, they're having bets, but 3 times some tires caught on fire, another time a pickup, you know, so, and another time a grass fire. So we've been fire department free for about 9 months.
Hey, that's a good record. Let's keep it going. Jim, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And again, it is Thunder Acres on YouTube. And the message is gonna go one more time. Kids, don't try this at home. Leave it to the professionals.
And hit that subscribe button.
And subscribe.
What a wild adventure Shane took us on all morning. I love it.